Okay, so we're back today now with P Holiday's 76 Strat, and we've got the body painted now. We've just done a couple of coats of paint. We haven't gone too heavy with it, and the reason for that is today we're going to be doing what's called relicing. And so what that means is what we're going to do is add some of the damage back that was on the instrument, as well as some of the little marks and scrapes and dings that it had taken. And so before we started the process of stripping the guitar down, we took a lot of reference photographs, so you can see here, so we can add that damage back and know where the marks were and things like that. So we also have some photographs that Pete was able to give us of how the instrument looked back then, and so you can see where we had some marks there, so you can see where the paint had chipped off and it's exposing the black part of the sunburst underneath there. So it's little things like that we're going to be trying to recreate and add back to the guitar to make it similar to how it was in the condition that Pete remembers it. And with these types of videos on YouTube, they always get slated because you're essentially taking what is a finished guitar in good condition and doing your best to wreck it. So I'll just try and show you some of the processes that we're going to be doing today to add those marks. We've got some various tools here, pokey stuff, proddy stuff, to add a lot of some of the marks on that. We've got a stone here as well, and we'll also be using various razor blades and scrapers and files and stuff to recreate some of the damage. So we'll just try and show you a few bits of the process that we'll be doing. So we're just starting off here. This is the instrument's upper horn, and we've got some reference photographs of that area, so you can see here where we've lost paint and it's gone down to bare wood. And we've also got marks here around the where the Strat button was. So we're just going to make some marks just here where that damage was, and here where that damage was. And if we do think we've gone too far, we can, sand back and repaint and that. But this doesn't have to be perfect, and it's just to add some of the kind of I suppose what you say, some of the vibe that the original instrument had, and just to recreate some of the damage and the kind of lived in feel we want on the instrument. So just about here is where that mark was. I'm just taking a sharp tool here and just digging it in slightly to mark. And you can just see we've just taken off some paint here, and that's exposed the black paint underneath. That was part of our sunburst. So again, just a few tiny little scrapes, and we're just slowly breaking through. So some of the black paint has come off now, and you can just barely see some of the yellow as well. So we're just going to leave it like that. That should be enough. I'll just take it in and show you that. So that's that little mark we just did there. So you can see we've taken off the top coat of paint, we've gone through to the black, and we're just scraping slowly just above where the bare wood is. So it's only little marks like that we're going to be making. We're not taking out big chunks of wood or anything, or changing any of the curves of the instrument or putting any real damage onto it. If in the future Pete decides to change this can all be covered up again with just a few coats of paint or just sanded back. But so we're just going to keep progressing on, and we'll do our marks around the Strat button, and then with, as I said, with all our reference photographs here, we'll just add these little knocks, dings and bangs and stuff. So for this part we're just going to take a drill bit that's obviously too big for the hole here. I'm just going to touch it on the edge and just press it in slightly and just lean it slightly to either side. And it's just slowly moving small bits of the paint there. So just adding small little bits of damage like that. You probably won't even see this when the Strat button is back on, but it's just to have it there because it was on the original. And we'll just continue going, as we said, with all these little bits like this. So hopefully this is showing up. It's hard to get the camera into focus properly on it, but just this area here where we've removed some paint, just in this area the yellow is kind of starting to show through of the sunburst, and that's the whole reason that we did the sunburst and then painted over, so that when we did start to remove these chips you would see a little bit shown through. There's going to be other areas where you'll see it a lot better, but that's just the start of it and showing you the reason why we did the sunbursting. So for the front, most of the Relicing process will be just really kept to the edges and stuff, because on a Fender Stratocaster, as you can see from the picture we have of P here, the pickguard covers a huge amount of it, so there's no point in trying to do any marks or damage underneath the pickguard that won't be seen. So you might do some marks around here where people may have missed putting the cabling in, and then up around here on the forearm contour, where just that will get a lot of wear and tear over the years, and then just bits up here as well. So we won't be doing too much to the front, or we're not trying to make it look like Rory Gallagher's guitar or anything like that. So we'll just do some more little nicks and scrapes and stuff, and then we should be done. So that's our Relicing process pretty much done. You can see we haven't gone too crazy. It's just little chips and dings and stuff that the body would have taken naturally over time. Some heavier marks and stuff that we got from reference photographs that we had from P. Some bits that we've done might be very hard to see, you might just have to catch it in the right light, but a lot of it's just like dings and little knocks and stuff that the body would have taken that don't even go through the paint. They just sort of compress the paint and the wood and stuff. As you can see, as I said, we haven't gone too crazy. We haven't done too much to the front, as we said, because of the pickguard. We've got some heavy areas here as well. That photograph showing us took a lot of knocks and stuff, and he said this is where your forearm would rub a lot. So we've taken the paint down a good bit here, just to the point where it's about to break through. Again, areas that will wear, a lot of stuff along the edges and stuff like that. So as I said, not a crazy heavy relic or anything like that, just more like just a bit of road rash kind of that the guitar would have seen over the years. So what we're going to do now is our next step is we're going to put a clear coat on the body just to preserve the paint job a bit, but without going too heavy, so the body can still continue to naturally age without putting on a heavy lacquer and completely sealing it and the guitar becoming bulletproof or anything. So we'll just put that light sealer coat of a clear coat on, and then our next step will probably be the final assembly.